the veteran community specifically, that is always in the back of our minds. You know, it's something that's ingrained in us, never quit. And sometimes I run across entrepreneurs who quit first, you know, and I always find myself questioning, like, man, if I was in their situation, what would I do? So it's not from a judgment place of like, don't ever quit because you're not a veteran and you don't have this level of expertise. It's just something that I've noticed in the veteran community that we all have. You know, we have this don't quit attitude. To your point about people stopping their entrepreneurial journeys soon, I guess you could say, I think a lot of the reason why some people quit is just because they don't understand what they're getting themselves into. I'm one of them. I started my entrepreneurial journey. I didn't know anything. I thought I did. That's the other thing, is that you think you know, and then you get into it and you're like, holy crap, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. But I think the learning process is extremely important. If you open your mind, you let go of some of that rigidity, like the oak tree, you know, and you become the willow. Entrepreneurship then flows through you, with you, around you. It's not something that you can quit because it becomes almost second nature, but you have to get to that. I don't think there's a single entrepreneur on this planet who got there, was like born with it, didn't struggle. You know, the ones who stand out, the ones who make something happen, whether on a national visible scale or on a very small local scale, those people are fighters, and they fight through adversity, they fight through challenges, and they just make stuff happen. If you're listening to this and you're an entrepreneur and you're struggling, my advice to you, firstly, is don't quit. You know, if your dream is big enough and it's strong enough and you believe in it enough, you'll figure out a way. But that is not to say that you shouldn't also take a step back from things if you need a moment, or, you know, take care of yourself if you're dealing with financial problems, or if you're dealing with family issues. Handle that. You know, handle it however you need to handle it. If that means you got to put your business on the back burner and take a job for a while, there's no shame in that. Most of us have side hustles. I have side hustles. You know, I try to bring in money where I can bring it in, because my business is heavily reliant on people wanting my services if I'm selling services, you know? So I think at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is hard. That's why people quit it. If you're an entrepreneur now and you want to stay that, don't quit. Figure it out. Figure out a way to make it happen. And eventually, if you power through, you push through, I think you'll be successful. And if you choose to step away from entrepreneurship, know that there's no shame in that. There's no shame in having tried something and not succeeded at it. You could be an entrepreneur within somebody else's organization. I think the word is intrapreneurship, where you still get all the feelings of creating and building, but you're building within an organization that supports you and allows you to do that. So there's no shame in that. It's not the same journey for everybody. You know, I hope those aren't conflicting messages, but it's like, if you're going to stick with this thing, stick with it, you know, power through. And if you're not, that's cool. Just be badass at whatever you choose to do if you're not going to stick with entrepreneurship.
Sure. Yeah. Good points there. Good little nuggets that you're throwing out. So what are some of the roadblocks and resources that you'd advise a new business owner to be mindful of? You know, roadblocks to watch out for, and then resources to keep their eyes out for that's going to help them.
The first roadblock is financial planning. And I didn't just say that because I'm talking to you, because it's real. Financial planning is huge in your entrepreneurial journey. If your money's not right, your business won't be right. You need to learn how to effectively manage your personal finances and your business finances so that you can have a successful business. Business is not great ideas. It is the purchasing and selling of products and services, and that is measured by your money. So it doesn't matter if you are, you know, whatever you think you're doing. If your money's not right, you're not a successful business owner. You're not a successful entrepreneur. Don't let anybody try to, that's a lie. It's a lie from the devil. It's a lie from the pits of hell. If you are not running your money right, you are not in business. You have to get that right first. And it's the journey. It is a process. It's a learning thing. Some of us are born into situations, families where our financials are better, and we may have access to that knowledge and education sooner than others. But it's out there for everybody, and a lot of the resources are free. So take advantage. Go on. Yes, Google is our friend. Sign up for those webinars that are free. Go to courses. Go to college, like wherever you decide to go, get that education about money, because at the end of the day, that's how your business is measured. Doesn't matter who you are or how much you make. It's that. The second roadblock, I think, is yourself. So if you have stuff you need to deal with your stuff. Some of us like to use our businesses as masks to our personal issues. You're shining in your business life, and your personal life is a shambles. Take care of your children, take care of your marriage, take care of your friendships. And if that means you got to tell your friends, hey, I love you, I want to spend time with you, but I got stuff going on, please be patient with me. Your real friends will respect your hustle and be there for you when you have the time to step back to them. Kids are not so understanding. So just take care of your kids. Like they don't care about your deadlines. They get sick when they get sick, and they need things when they need things. So take care of your kids. And then if you're in a relationship, whether you're married or not, take care of your relationship. If it's important to you, you will make the time to nourish that and nurture that. And don't let your business be an excuse to make your significant other feel like less. And that's any profession. That's whether you work for someone or you own a business or what. Don't let that be an excuse to make your significant other feel like less. I use those two examples, finances and relationships, because those are the two things that are the biggest killers that I've seen in my network that have destroyed people's relationships and their lives and their businesses is not taking care of their money and not taking care of their significant other. Whenever you see somebody going through a messy divorce and that person is like the successful guy or woman, that's what's happening, is that somebody wasn't taking care. So just, have those conversations with your financial planner and your significant other. And I feel like that's a good step towards success.
Yeah, super points there. Yeah, and I appreciate you pointing out the financial side of it, because it does have so many different levels and so many facets that are involved in it. It's the number one cause of divorce is having bad finance, and so take that off the table. Get it fixed and take it off the table. And it's more than just the cash flow that you want to talk as far as financial planning. It's also the having that mitigation strategy, quote unquote, that the covering the what ifs. Making sure that the what ifs are addressed so that your business isn't going to suffer if something happens, fill in the blank. And also your family's not going to suffer if something happens. So it's making sure you cover all those bases.
Yep. 100%.
So how do your personal values and beliefs play a role in your business? And how would you advise other people to incorporate their own into their business?
I am a champion of love and gratitude. And I infuse that into everything I do in my company.
Cool.
Your business is you to a point, depending on what you do. There are some exceptions to that. But, as an event planners are a lot of things. Sometimes we have to be relationship counselors and, therapists to people, because a lot of stuff comes out in the event planning process. And you start to see people's neuroses and their hang-ups about stuff. And it's just such an interesting, weird community to be part of. So I put love and gratitude first. I am a believer in, that which is greater than us. And, I refer to my faith as something that is an intrinsic part of who I am. I was raised a certain way, and I strayed from that a little bit. But at the end of the day, I definitely believe in a higher power. And I really try to infuse those beliefs into the way I treat people. and how I treat people is such a big part of my business that they all flow together. So I treat people very well. I really try to be respectful. I try to do right by people in everything I do. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. And it's those principles that I carry with me in my business that allow me the opportunities that have been afforded to me, I should say. And I think as a business owner, you just got to find your groove. It took me some time to get to this place. At first, when I first started my business, there were people saying, oh, you need to look like this and act like this. And you don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics in your business. And at first I subscribed to all of that. I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't really be who I am. Now I'm like, all right, I'm just me. You know, I love the creator. I love my life. I love my family. I'll have a conversation about politics. I won't talk about politics on social media, but I'll talk to you in your face about politics. And yeah, I just say, just be true to who you are. Be authentic. Whatever you believe, however you feel, be that for real. And it'll show up in your business, and it'll show up in your life and your clients and the people who want to work with you. And through that reality, through that authenticity, will be discernment. You'll know who to work with. You'll know who not to work with.
Sure.
You'll know where you should take your business. You'll be able to identify those paths that are presented in front of you, which ones work best for you. And if you choose the wrong path, you'll be able to look back on that. This is experience talking. You'll be able to look back on that and say, I didn't listen to my gut. I didn't listen to my spirit in that moment. And you'll learn from it, and you'll just keep on trucking. So be authentic is my advice.
Yeah, very outstanding words there. And I totally agree with you that it's not something that you have to take away from your business. It should be fully integrated in it. You know, the person that you are should be the same in and out of business. You shouldn't wear one mask when you're working and then another mask at home. It's the same person in or out, and what you see is what you get. And the people that you need to be involved with, those are going to be the people that you attract, and you're going to attract people that are good fits for you. And if you hide that, from others, then you're going to attract people that you may not want to do business with, or may not need to be, that next client. And I've learned that through hard experience as well. That you have to be very transparent in that, and you don't beat around the bush. You don't sugarcoat it. This is what you get. If you're okay with this, then let's do business. And if you're not okay with it, that's fine. We'll shake hands, part as friends. I can refer you to somebody. It's just kind of that direct conversation. And it all becomes reciprocal too. When you put that out there, it's all going to come right back.
And people know, like, people are not stupid. They know when you're keeping it real and you're being authentically you. And most people that I've run across in my life respect that. The fact that I am so direct, hey, I don't think I'm the right planner for this for you. I'm going to go ahead and cut ties. But here's what I will do. Here's how I will parlay this to help your business, because I don't wish you ill will. Maybe we can't work together. Our beliefs are different, or our work ethic is different. And that's fine. That has to be okay, because it can't be any other way. You don't put yourself in situations where you're working with people that violate your belief system. Like, then people talk about sellouts or selling your soul. That is what it is. It's not some grandiose thing where the devil shows up with a contract and it's like, here, sign your life away. No, it's those moments when you compromise your authenticity and you say, I'm going to change who I am and what I believe in this moment for you because of $1, And I'm saying this to you knowing that it's hard. Some people will dangle some really very beautiful, tempting carrots in front of us. And you just like, man, I just want to nibble. I just want a little bit of that, but I have to sacrifice. And it's like, you really have to figure out where your line is. And that's where beliefs come into play. That's where your morals and your ethics come into play, is that you can see that line. And sometimes if the line is hard to see, then you just got to check yourself. You got to do the work and say, okay, I'm going to take a step back from this and really assess. And if that opportunity is not for you, and you turn it down, something better will come up. It inevitably does. At least in my life, it does. I'll turn something down, and it won't be, I'll feel some type of way like, oh man, did